Alrighty, so we just finished up getting our first stash going, and we're just about ready to start exploring the second layer, or the second level of the layer. So let's go ahead and see what can be found around here. Potion of magic. We'll store your magic a little bit. Giant slugs. Giant slugs are interesting because they're really, really slow, but they hit really, really hard and have lots of hit points. So they're a bit of a strange enemy to fight. I have to be pretty careful around them. I've actually died to one once before. I'm not really supposed to. I mean, they're really, really, really slow. They just have a whole whack load of hit points and do about, I think, 30 damage, up to 30 damage per hit, something like that. Oh, and Okawaru has granted us his first gift. And it's a glowing sling. Wonderful. Okawaru's last abilities are to grant you items and that sort of thing. He mostly grants armor as well as weapons, and the probability of a particular weapon type appearing is reliant on how many ranks you have in that weapon skill. So he's more likely to give us axes over any other weapon type. Although it's not guaranteed. As you can see, he gave us a sling this time, which is pretty useless. He's kind of notorious for giving really bad gifts on occasion. And this is just one of those occasions where he happened to give a particularly poor gift, unfortunately. And just hit level 12, which is great. And we needed to increase our intelligence, get it up to 8. So I'm going to pick intelligence, and now it's up to 8. And because it's a 4th level, or level divisible by 4, and we're dwarf, we also get another bonus to our strength. So we're a bit stronger now. Gain a whole bunch of hit points too, now up to 117. Almost 10 hit points per level, which is pretty good. It's a gold wand. I'm going to try to test some of these wands on these enemies. Wand of cold, that's pretty useful. Wand of flame, also useful. Oh, and looks like we found an entrance to another branch. This is the swamp. Swamp can be pretty dangerous. You shouldn't go down there if you don't have poison resistance. And if you go down there without it, you'll soon find out why. So yeah, we won't be going down there just yet, since we don't have any poison resistance. Didn't I find something else? No. Okay, well, continuing on. Scrolls of Identify. Oh, that's Funny Frog again. Let's finish him off. There we go. Ruined Robe. Giant Frog. Quokka. Delicious. A bunch of green rats. Butterfly. Don't actually have any. Butterflies don't actually have any attacks with which to hit you. What's this? Oh, some kind of strawberry patch. That's interesting. I don't think I've ever seen this wealth before. That's pretty cool. There's a scroll of Identify. Handy. How many was that? Oh, there's a bunch of scrolls of Identify. And more strawberries. That's interesting. I don't think I've ever seen this before. Giant frog, and centipede. And a book. Book of Columns. Cool. Black bear. Not an issue. Potion of healing. Gold. Okay, well that's that level done. Onwards to the next one. It's a really curious level design. Well, it's not really designed. I suppose it was randomly generated. But, you get what I mean. Don't you? Anyway, heading down. We have more rats. Take care of these guys. They can't really hurt us, so they're not really a big deal. I'd rather stay on the staircase, make sure nothing sneaks up on us while we're fighting them. What's this? A bunch of stones. Ooh, another wand. On the flame. Handy. Bound iguana. Bread ration. More gold. Snake. Oh, a teleport trap. Cool. Oh, and an entrance to another branch, the snake pit. Another place you definitely want to have poison resistance. Poison resistance is also handy here in the lair, but not really mandatory. Not at all mandatory, actually. Not nearly enough poisonous things around to warrant needing to absolutely demand poison resistance. Let's see here. Shiny plate mail. That's pretty interesting. Let's go ahead and identify that. +4 plate mail of fire resistance. Wow. Well, it's not a dwarven plate mail, but fire resistance is handy. Definitely like to have some of that. So I'm going to try to put that on. Where C. And unfortunately decreased our AC by 2. Because it's not dwarven. But did give us fire resistance level 1. Which in this version I believe will cut all fire damage you take by 50%. Which is definitely handy. So we're definitely going to be wearing that, I would say. Though it's sort of disheartening to say goodbye to those 2 points of AC. It's not the end of the world. Oh, there's quite a few enemies over here. Definitely scoring some big points so with Okawaru if we've already gotten 2 gifts from him. Which is a fairly big deal. More rats. Take a curse, another rat. What's this? Scroll of Identify. Ooh! A ruined dwarven broadaxe. Broadaxe is a hand-and-a-half weapon, which means that it can be wielded in one hand, but it gets better stats if you wield it in 2. It's also the best one-handed axe that you can get in the game, and it looks pretty good. +3/+1. That's pretty nice, I have to say. And a Scroll of Torment. Well, first of all, we're going to remove Curse, our current weapon, so we can change weapons. And I'm going to wield that dwarven broadaxe. That's pretty awesome. And with that, and you can go ahead and I can check the thing, and you can see it has a damage rating of 14 over 11, which was the regular axe. So it's quite a potent weapon, and it's even got an attack bonus, so we will actually hit a little more often too. So that was an excellent find. I wasn't. Usually you might have found a broadaxe by now, but you probably won't find a dwarven one that easily. Dwarven weapons are more potent because they increase your effective skill ranking with that weapon by, I can't remember by how much, but by a little bit. It's a significant boost. And if you happen to be a dwarf, then the dwarven weapon is even more effective in your hands. So that was definitely a good find. And a scratched brass ring. Let's go ahead and identify that. First ring of protection from fire. That's handy. One of slowing, and +1/+2 sling of frost. Oh, and I found the Scroll of Torment earlier. What that'll do, it'll reduce by half all the hit points of all creatures within your sight radius, I believe. And that includes you, so unless you happen to be undead. Whoa. Hey. A slimy broadaxe. Well, so it's a random artifact broadaxe. The Cursed, +0, -1, Broadaxe of Discomfort. Drain, Teleportation, Resist Cold, and +2 Dexterity. Wow, well that's an interesting find. So what this is going to do is it does a number of things. It drains the life of anyone we hit, so it reduces their level, which is actually kind of a bad thing because it means we don't earn as much experience for killing them. Increases our dexterity, gives us cold protection, and lets us teleport. So that's a pretty cool weapon. And we might wield it later on, but for now it's not the greatest. But anyway, those were some really interesting finds, and I'm eager to continue on with this, but unfortunately I can only do this in 10-minute chunks, and I'm just about out of time. So I'll have to see you next time. See you then.